Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the finite element analysis. Before going for finite element analysis, we want to know the solid mechanics. The solid mechanics will be classified into a majorly two conditions. One is in static condition analysis, another one will be in dynamic conditions analysis. Every solid objects, the analysis behaviors will be majorly classified into these two types of conditions. In this, the static conditions, the influencing parameter will be an very minimum. So that's why we'll call it as an elementary conditions. It will be a basic level of analysis. In dynamic conditions, the influencing parameters will be very high. Based on the time dependence and other parameters are influencing in the dynamic conditions. So that's why we are called as an advanced level of analysis. Both the conditions, they are having n number of behaviors. That behaviors will be generally classified into a linear or non-linear. In this, the linear means the variables will be in the growth will be in a direct manner, or the correlating of relevant of the outputs. In non-linear, it cannot depends upon the each outputs. That will be considered as non-linear. In this, the non-linear, the different kind of parameters influencing for finding the output of the variables. First one is in geometry. In this, the geometry, the parameters conditions are stress deafening and then large displacement and then instability. Based on these different geometries, the stress concentrations will be influencing the major parameters. For example, if it will be in sharp corner, there the stress concentration will be very high. So for that we want to do it as some fillets or fillet radius. That will be change the stress from the distribution of throughout the surface. So the stresses concentrations will be very high based on the geometrical structures. And then displacements. So displacements also influencing in the major role for a different geometries. And then instability. The locations area and the surface finishing are the major role to instability of the structure. So these are all the conditions to failure of the structure in the geometry conditions. Next one is in fracture. That fracture will be happen by initiating of creep from the small structures. Next one, materials. So how the geometry will be different parameters occurs to failure. Based on that, the materials are also influencing. So first condition, the material will be comes under the plasticity limits or viscoplasticity. So this parameters also influence to failure of the structure or otherwise increase in the weight of the structures, other conditions. So combined of these things to involving the variable of non-linear problems, as well as it will be influence in the linear problem also. In this, linear or non-linear depends upon the output of variables. Next, the commonly we are classified into geometrical based on the dimensions. So any geometry, the output will be based on the either linear conditions or it will be in a non-linear conditions. So this failure we can able to analyze in the finite element analysis with the different categories and then different outputs by using manual or some other tools. So based on the solid mechanics, we will move to the finite element analysis. So thank you for watching this video.